Have you ever logged into Star Citizen, stood in your hab, opened your Mobi-Glass, and thought, what am I actually supposed to do today? Because if you have, and trust me, you're not alone. Star Citizen is a massive game, and it doesn't do a great job of telling you what your next step should be. So unless you create that direction for yourself, you can fall into the loop of doing the same routine every single time you log in. So in this video, I want to talk about how not to feel lost and give yourself a sense of progression even if the game doesn't do it for you. So the first thing is transitioning away from the starter loop. For most players, the starter loop is cargo hauling, delivery missions, which are basic contracts, and they're great for learning how to fly ships, but they're not supposed to be the only thing you do forever. The problem is that a lot of players get comfortable. They find this way of making money and continue to repeat it again and again and start to wonder why the game feels boring. This way, you've kind of made Star Citizen into a job. You log in, you take the same route, fly the same ship, do the same delivery, and then log off. At some point, you have to get out of the starter loop and start to see it as a foundation and not the entire experience. You want to make it so that you're using the starter loop to make money, to unlock new experiences, and figuring out what this money-making loop can now fund. Next, always set yourself a ship goal. Star Citizen feels much better when you're working towards something, and one of the easiest ways to get that feeling of progression is always having the next ship in mind. Now, this ship doesn't have to be the biggest, massive endgame ship. It could be a bigger cargo ship, or your first fighter, or your first mining or salvaging ship. Whatever it is, the important thing is that you're not just grinding money for the sake of grinding money, and you're working towards something that changes the way you play. For example, even a larger cargo ship is opening up newer routes for you, potentially sending you to newer star systems that you haven't visited before. Obviously, buying ships that open up other gameplay loops is even better because now you're getting to experience other parts of Star Citizen. This is truly one of the best parts of Star Citizen. A new ship doesn't always feel like a new vehicle, sometimes it feels like a new game. So once you've got the ship you wanted, don't stop there. Set your next goal. Third, always try new experiences. Once you have a gameplay loop figured out, use it to fund something completely different. Learn something new in the game. For example, if cargo hauling is your moneymaker, then use that money to buy a new mining ship, or better armor and weapons and start doing bunker missions, or get a fighter and try bounty hunting. Whatever it may be, you just don't have to become an expert in every part of the game. That's not the point. The point is to keep discovering new reasons to continue playing and enjoying Star Citizen. Star Citizen has cargo, mining, salvaging, FPS combat, bounty hunting, exploration, even racing. So there is always something new to experience. You just have to push yourself to do that. So again, keep your money-making loop as your core, but start using it to fund newer parts of the game that you want to explore and enjoy. This next tip is very simple, yet very effective. Always set yourself a session goal before you log in. Don't just log in and hope the game gives you something to do. Because if you do that, you're going to find yourself repeating what you do every single time. So before you even launch the game, decide what the purpose of that session is. And maybe that just means you're going to try mining for the first time, or you're going to go do some bunker missions, or just explore a new region that you've never been to. It doesn't have to be complicated, but having that goal can change everything. Because without one, you'll usually find yourself repeating what you've been doing all the time. A session goal will give you some structure to your playtime, and even if things go wrong, which I'm sure they will in this game, you will feel like you had a purpose. And finally, consider joining an organization. Not because you're looking for people to play with every moment of every day, but just so that you can become part of the wider community of Star Citizen players. It becomes a completely different game when you're not experiencing it alone. Even if you mostly play solo, having people you can ask questions, or people you can support, or people you can learn from, or occasionally team up with, adds a whole new layer to the game. And this matters even more because so many ships in Star Citizen are built around multi-crew gameplay. There might be ships you'll never own, but through an org, you might get to experience them. Even something as repetitive as cargo hauling can feel very new and fresh when you have players to cargo haul with. So overall, if Star Citizen has started to feel repetitive, I wouldn't immediately assume you're done with the game. You just need to find a new direction. Move beyond your starter loop, set a ship goal, try new experiences, give your sessions a purpose, and become part of the community. Because Star Citizen isn't really a game that tells you what to do next, it is a game where you have to decide what kind of life you want to build in the verse. And once you start thinking about it that way, it becomes a lot harder to get lost. And that's going to do it for this video. If you like this content, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.